one woman, I think he's at like 900 or something.
Some phrases that men hate to hear. Fine, the big ones hurt. Yeah, what up, good people? Welcome to another episode of the Strategically Reckless Podcast. I am your host, Jay Brown, aka your favorite foster dad, aka Mr. 710, and I am so glad that you are joining us once again. Yeah! Hey, listen, it's just gonna be me today, again. But I ain't even worried about it. Mailman got some duties that is calling his name. And so you just got your boy. And you know what? Man, it's one of them shows today, yo. It's definitely one of them shows. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're listening via Facebook Live, YouTube Live, TikTok, or wherever you're listening. Like, share, comment. Hey, man. And if you can rate, do that. I greatly appreciate it. Man, what up, Butchie? How you living, sir? What's going on, good people in the chat room? Listen. So on today's show, we are going to be talking about some airport drama. We also talking about breakups. And one of the worst, you know what, not just one. It's a bunch of them. The worst first pitches. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me do this real quick. Because some other things be tripping. Yeah, there we go. Get that going over there. Blam. But look, all right, so before I get into it, you know what? Y'all know I have 4 foster kids right now. And the thing about having 4 foster kids is that they all need you in a certain kind of way. And so I've had foster kids in which the dad wasn't around and they've needed me more. I've had foster kids in which the dad was around and it was like, no, I don't want to rock with you because if I rock with you, then I'm conflicted on how I need to deal with my dad moving forward, which 100% understand. And I'm not one of those people. I'm not trying to take your dad's place. What up, Darcy? I'm not trying to take your father's place. I am just here like a substitute teacher. But I'm the substitute teacher that still expects for you to do the things you're supposed to do until your parents start acting like they need to be acting like. So I'm not, like I said, I don't be too rough on them. But as it stands right now, we have a kid that is very, very smart. It's one of the Chocolate Menendez brothers. And you know what? He just turned 4 and you know what's crazy? I gave this boy hella props a couple weeks ago, talking about how happy I was that he was, after he turned 4, I felt like he had got himself together. And no sooner I let that come out of my mouth, he was like, no, I'm back. The 3-year-old is back. And so, here we are. And one of the things that he did as a 3-year-old was intentionally spell his name wrong. I told you guys about this, in which, you know, he would go through the alphabet, pull out the letters of his name. Now, here's the crazy part about him going through the alphabet and pulling out the letters of his name is that the alphabet was mixed up. So his letter recognition is on point. It was on point at 3 years old. Now he has this thing where he has decided that he is not going to count correctly. Now he can count from 1 to 100. Not a problem at 4. He can do that. Not a single problem with that. He just chooses not to. 1, 2, 6. Or he gets to 29. He gets to 29 and just stops. Now, I have my ways to get him to think about it. But at the same time, I can't just keep giving you this answer. I cannot just keep giving you the tools. Like, you got to think, it got to hit you. Boom, boom, boom. And the thing is, he knows how to do it. He gave my wife the hardest of times this weekend because he just didn't want to do it. And part of it, between you and I feel like it might be an issue with women authority. Between you and I. I'm not able to diagnose this clinically, but if you ask me, I think that's what it is, because he don't give me those type of problems. What up, mailman? Hope that move going good, brother. Hope that move is going well. Congratulations again. But here's the problem. He gets to 29. He decides not to count. We put him through the thinker. He starts getting all the way up to, and he gets to 99. And now he wants to play with me again. Mr. Gray, what's happening? He wants to play with me again. Now, we all the way at 99. He knows 100 is next, but he is in his mode. And when he's in his mode, he will not say 100. And why? Because the expectation is for him to do it. He's not going to do it because he knows that you want him to. He wants to pretend like he doesn't know, which is insane. To just want to be wrong on purpose. And he just wants to be wrong on purpose. No valid reason other than, I know you want me to do this. This is why I got all these new grades. This is exactly why I got all these new grades. What up, cuzzo? Shout out to Charmaine Petty Blunt in the Facebook chat. Shout out to that. What up, everybody? But listen, hey, I'm glad she got her shirts. Don't touch the Charmaine. Hey, when that one came out, I was like, I want one. But my name ain't Charmaine. And so, speaking of people just wanting to be wrong, I had a bowling trip this weekend to Reno, Nevada. Well, I was super excited. It was going to give me a couple days away from the Chocolate Menendez kids. And I had every expectation to go out there and bowl well. I'm up. I'm getting ready. Like, you know, when you up and you done got all your stuff ready and all you just got to do is just go. And I get to the airport in this beautiful weather and my flight is delayed. And my flight is delayed. Now, I don't have a problem with my flight being delayed. I'll get there when I get there. That's fine. You know what? It said it's a full flight, so if you want to check your bag for free, your carry-on, you could check your carry-on. Cool. Jacob Sims, I got you next time, fam. I could check my carry-on. Now, I checked my carry-on because I had a bowling ball in that bag. So, I don't want to carry that around the airport. So, yeah, check it. Boom. I feel like I'm doing y'all a favor. Checking this bowling bag. Checking this bowling ball. Checking this bag. Because y'all don't have space in y'all overhead bins because you had this full-ass flight. Which is cool. I get it. But here's the problem. My brother's flight is leaving a couple gates down from where I am. So he and I were talking. My flight, my app says I'm boarding at 7:02, but I'm in group 3. So I know they got A-list, the preferred, group 1, 2. So I got a minute. I walked down there at 7:03. They are on group 5, on group 6 and 7 they are lined up. And the lady is holding up the line. So I see the thing and I'm like, wait, did I miss something? And she was like, well, what? I'm in group 3. And this lady, I don't know what was wrong with her. Yeah, that's what everybody say. Excuse me? Yeah, that's what everybody say. I don't have a reason to lie. Do you want to see my boarding pass? Nah, just go stand over there. Well, damn. Now, people are looking at me like, what did I do? I'm looking at her like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because I ain't do nothing. You ain't even come at you sideways. But you don't want to see my boarding pass. And now, I am already formulating this Yelp review because this Yelp review is about to be lit. I don't even be writing Yelp reviews unless somebody really take me there, right? I've only done that. I've only written a Yelp review twice. One at the Hilton down in Houston and Pearland, Texas. I wrote one on that lady because she told me I needed to do a better job of watching my kids after he asked for a bottle of water and she charged it to the room. She let a 9-year-old charge stuff to a room without getting permission. And I was just like, wow. Y'all were giving out waters earlier today because it was 136 degrees. And so when he came up to ask you for one, charging it to the room shouldn't have been something you should have done without an adult. And her response to me was, maybe you should do a better job of watching your kids. Bet. She got fired. Yeah, she said that. It's so insane. But back to this lady. So I go over there and I stand in the line and I was like, yo, you know what? Let me go ahead and start writing this Yelp review because this is about to be crazy. I don't even know why she's talking to me like this. Like, this don't make no damn sense. And I'm talking to myself, but out loud. And this lady was like, oh, so you still talking? Wow. Well, yeah, I'm still talking. Because you out here questioning my integrity as if I have a reason to lie to get on this plane. When Southwest got assigned seats now, I ain't got to lie. I don't care nothing about getting on the plane early. What I care something about is, hey, if you've already passed up group 3, do I need to stand in the back of the line? Or can I get in with these people? Or can I just go ahead? Now, here's the deal. She was holding up the line for a couple that was in group 5. A couple that was in group 5. And when they walked up, she was like, hey, here's the people that we were waiting on that was in group 5. And now I'm fuming. I'm up here now. Because you holding up the line for in group 5. But you don't want to see my boarding pass that shows that I'm in group 3. All right, my sister. I see it be your own people. I see you. It's a damn shame, but I see you. I understand. So this is the part where it gets even worse. I would have thought that, I would have hoped that that was the only thing that she did. But when I got ready to board the plane, she scans my phone and with a funky ass attitude, aim the thing in my face with the little light, shine a little light in my face. Wow. Now, I would have been wrong if I had a level of PTSD when somebody aimed something in my face real quick to knock it out of her hand or react in a way that was less than. They would have put me off that flight had I done such a thing. I know this. I know this. But you don't know if I got an eye condition. You don't know if I got PTSD because somebody done flashed a pistol in my face and you out here doing this shit. Let me go ahead and draft this up real quick while I'm on this plane. I get on the plane. I asked for her name because I didn't get it while I was there because any further interaction with this woman would have resulted in me missing my flight. She's not that important. But the level of disrespect was outrageous. Like I was told, what? Hey, so when you don't like that, you don't like a customer, how they responded to you being a certain kind of way. You out here hitting them with a retinal scan? You scanning their face? She wasn't TSA. She was working for Southwest. She might not get paid after this. You just did it to the right one. Because I'm not playing. If I tell you I'm going to write up something, I'm about to write up something. It's about to be good. But it's going to be the truth. Because I ain't got no reason to lie about my damn boarding pass. And I ain't got no reason to lie about this interaction that we had. Run the tape. Run the tape. Now here's the deal. When I got on the plane and sat down, I asked for this woman's name. I asked 3 people for this lady's name. And everybody on that flight, all the crew, even the pilot was like, oh, wait, that lady up there, she's nice. Well, not to me. Maybe to you, pilot, but not to me. And I didn't do nothing to her. And after 3 people came back and they was like, you know what? This was probably more disrespectful than anything. We're not allowed to give out their names. As if all of these MFers are not wearing name tags. They all got name tags on. What do you mean? Tell me the name that's on that name tag that she's wearing. Because if I needed to know her name to give her a compliment, they would have been the first in line to tell it to me. If I needed to know their own names, they would have been able to tell me who this person was. They would give out a name for a compliment, but for a complaint, we protect our own. Which was trash. Because I'm not even going to lie and be like, you know what, I want to give her a compliment for how she dealt with me. I ain't going to lie. You know what? If I had taken a picture of this woman, I would have posted it. And I might have done some edits. So listen, I can't do those. I know I can't do those things. It's the reason why I know that I cannot do those things. Snatch out my phone and be like, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. You wanna flash me? You wanna flash me? I can't do those things. Because now there is some compensation necessary. I got to keep my compensation intact. I got to keep the compensation intact. Because I am perturbed. That is embarrassing. That is almost, oh my gosh, my eyes ain't been the same. You know what? I would have bowled better if that raggedy blonde streak, horrible bob wearing Southwest employee. And I'm just going, if she needs a name, we'll call her Flodasia Latwanis. If Latwanis hadn't hit me with the Men in Black, I might have bowled better in Reno. But my eyes never recovered because I was not expecting to have somebody hit me with the Men in Black with the little ticket scanner. But if I react, I pull out my phone, now I'm the bad guy. They gonna make me be the bad guy because I can't, listen, I know I can't pull the moves that they pull. I know I'm not allowed a lot of that. You know what? I cause a scene as 6'2", 240. I'm going to be the bad guy. I know this. I am well aware. 6'2", 240, you're the bad guy. Especially when it comes to the optics of dealing with a woman. I don't care what happens. You're going to be the bad guy. 6'2", 240 is going to be the bad guy. 6'2", 240 dealing with a woman in that way is going to be the bad guy. I don't care what happens. If she did anything less than hit me, if I expect the thing out of her hand, I'm the bad guy. I pull out my phone and cause a delay and these folks getting on the plane. I'm the bad guy. It's not going to matter what she did. I know this. It's a double standard. The fact that she felt so entitled to do that is beyond me. But I know if I react, I'm going to be the bad guy. I have enough self-control not to do those things. As a business owner, there are plenty of times when I have customers that confuse me. That's the best way to put it. It confused me a little bit. But I don't treat my customers bad intentionally. I know that there are options. And if I choose to send you to another option, that's my choice. But what I know is she would not have done it to. She held up a line for 2 groups. 4. But she wouldn't have questioned me, dismiss me. That, for lack of a better word, is some bullshit. That's some bullshit. $100%. But you know what? Anything that this lady has coming to her will happen. I don't have to be around to see it. You know what? When I typed up that response, when I typed up my complaint, that lady was the thing was like, "Do you need a response?" Absolutely. Yes, I need a response because that was a trash ass experience. And people can say whatever they want to say about Spirit, which I'm glad that, I didn't book a flight there because I wouldn't have made it. But sad what happened to those folks. Damn. Hey, as we were leaving Reno, it was about 4 Spirit planes just sitting off to the side, looking all lonely, unused. Damn, that's tough. 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. If you got an early shift and you didn't know, and you getting ready to, you up and you getting dressed. You up getting dressed, and next thing you know, they like, yeah, you don't worry about showing up to work, cuz it's over. What? Yeah, we ain't working no more. And anybody that bought tickets ain't flying. And if you got somewhere, when that happened on Saturday, if you got somewhere on Friday and you bought a round trip to come back Sunday, you like, well, what is I'm supposed to do? Now you gotta buy another ticket? Because they just kept that. That's the insane part. Like, I get a whole bunch of people lost their jobs, right? But they were taking money knowing that this was in the works. That's crazy. Now I don't know if it was on their website like, hey, you risking it buying this ticket because, hey, if you trying to fly on Thursday and you plan on flying with us on Monday, that Monday leg of the trip ain't gonna happen. If that was out there, okay, they said 3 or 5. Okay. Whew. Hey, yo, that would have been wild. That would have been wild just to stick that on. Hey. I mean, if one of y'all know how to fly or y'all could just try to drive this plane, then y'all can figure it out. But come on, man. Look, flight crews that weren't at home. You live in South Carolina and you up in Oregon. I was supposed to go home on Monday. Now you gotta take Frontier back. It's a cold game out here, yo. It's a cold game out here. But look, all right, so we get to Reno. Here, you know what? You know what? If Kevin Hart gets stuck on the toilet on one of these planes again, he can start Soul Plane. People will fly Soul Plane though. I'm not even gonna hold you. People will fly Soul Plane. Even with Captain Gay Man flying the plane. They'll do it. People will be on there. I want to make an observation about Reno. Reno is a hilarious place because everybody, how can I put this? Everybody that's not from Reno, you can tell. And the people that live in Reno, you can tell. If you've ever been to Fremont, it's old Vegas. That's what Reno looks like. And if I could describe Fremont to anybody, Fremont is like the internet in real life. You never know what you're going to see, but it's like the internet in real life. My dad and I, we went to In-N-Out Burger. Just grabbed something quick to eat. My flight got in late. My brother's flight got in super late. Go to In-N-Out Burger, and everybody at In-N-Out Burger, they lived in Reno. It was a pimp. It was a hoe. It was a dude that was with him that had one of the greatest, worstest mullets I've ever seen in my life. It was a party in the back and a party in the front. Now, no business. All party. I had never seen a mullet so bad. It was a party in the front and a party in the back. He was doing things that people with mullets do all day. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what people with mullets do, but he did. He was doing it all day. So if you can imagine anybody with a mullet, appreciate them likes, Dayton. If you can imagine what somebody with a mullet does all day, that guy had been doing it all day. But listen, this dude ran up on us after we got done bowling in the casino. He was about to get his ass kicked out. He was trying to get us to bet on this fight, which I have no idea why he would run up on our table. Hey, it's the Asian dude. Hey, my friend. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, listen. You guys are watching the fight. You should put a bet. I'm trying to bet $11,000, but I can't get them to take my $11,000 bet. All they're going to take is a $700 bet. And so, you guys should bet Benavidez going to win by decision. But, I mean, this guy, he fighting, he's tough. And I'm looking at him like, you picked the wrong table, bro. You know what? They wouldn't take my $11,000 bet either. It's crazy. Are you funny? No, man, they wouldn't take mine either. I tried it already. So y'all don't want to bet? I just told you. Why am I bet with you and they wouldn't take my $11,000 bet on this fight? And besides, Benavidez is gonna win by knockout. Bam. So that's a loser bet on your side. Next thing you know, the sportsbook manager walks over and was like, don't bet with that guy. He's about to get his ass kicked out. Then the pit boss comes over and finds this guy. And I'm like, y'all ready to go? Let's go get something to eat. Everybody in Reno looks like, if you're from Reno and you hanging out in that area, you look like you straight out the internet. It's a weird place. Now where our Airbnb was, it was nice. Even though my brother get done bowling, we got some time in between Pops and I getting ready to bowl. And it's a dude out here with a jackhammer in his driveway. You know the jackhammer sound when you hear it. Now, who got their own jackhammer? Somebody in Reno. Cuz lived there. Fam had his own jackhammer. I don't even think you could just go to Home Depot and be like, yo, let me rent me a jackhammer right quick. You know what? Let me see this. Let me see real quick. Just, can you? Because I feel like a jackhammer is just a little dangerous to be out here just renting all willy-nilly. Like, I would love to do something with my driveway, but you gotta have jackhammer experience to be out here jackhammering all willy-nilly. Like, that's crazy. That's really damn crazy. When Sunday came, I was so ready to leave Reno. And we had a flight delay. Another flight delay. Listen, it was so crazy having flight delays when it didn't seem like nothing was really happening. Like, as far as the weather. Now, the turbulence was bad. It was bad. Every flight had horrible turbulence. But here's how bad it was. We had a delay to get on the plane. You ever get on the plane and you sit there and you doze off? And you wake up and you hear the plane noise, but you still on the ground. You ain't went nowhere. You ain't took off or nothing. You done slept about an hour. In your mind, you done slept about an hour. Oh, man. You look out in this ground and you ain't went nowhere. You've been sitting there for about 30 minutes and nothing has happened. That was the first leg. That was from Reno to Vegas. We get to Vegas. There's another delay. The plane is here. Everybody had gotten off the plane. We just can't get on yet. Now I'm looking at my time. I'm looking at the time and I'm like, all right, Vegas to Dallas, couple hours. All right, cool. Usually they make up time in the air. I'm used to planes speeding. Ain't none of these planes speed. They ain't do no speeding in these planes. They was driving on the economy set, and they set the cruise to save all the gas because they didn't want to do no circles. They had to make sure when they got there, they was going to be able to land. Because I don't know where you are. How much is gas where you are? Because I know when I went to fill up the rental car, gas in Reno was $5.39. $5.39. Now, a couple months ago, I did a segment where I asked, what is the cost of gas where you decide I ain't going? What's that I ain't going price of gas? Like, I'm not going to be able to make it. Gas is that amount. I'm not going to make it. Gas is, so I got to do everything I'm going to do while I'm out. Because I can't be out here starting up my car 3 and 4 times. So everything I got to do, then it's one trip. And if it ain't during that time I'm in the car, I ain't going back out. Because gas is that amount. What's that amount where gas is too much? Because I know when I got back yesterday, when I finally got back, gas was $3.99 down on Camp Creek. And I'm like, if it's $3.99 there, it's $4 in Buckhead. Shit. So, all right. here's the crazy part. Vegas to Dallas. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Vegas to Dallas. They make the announcement before we take off. Hey, this is your captain speaking. We want to make sure that we're going to be getting in. It's going to be a short transfer. We want to make sure that the people that have transfers are able to get to their gates. So if you call Dallas your home, you can go ahead and have a seat and let the people that's going to St. Louis and Atlanta get off the plane. I appreciate that announcement and knowing that there will be people that live in Dallas that will still hop their asses up. When we land, before we land, text messages go out. Your flight has been rebooked. You have been rebooked. Your new flight, as I read this text message, your new flight will be at 6 o'clock. What? Yeah, your new flight will be at 6 o'clock. So, good. Sorry for the inconvenience. I know. You know what? That's the I know you can lying. You listen. Me included. There was about 4 hell no. Hell no. Now here's the crazy part. The couple that was sitting next to me, when the plane landed, they make that announcement again. This is from your crew. We just want to let you guys know that we have made it to Dallas, and for those that have a connecting flight in Atlanta, they are saying that you can try to make it to the gate. It'll be gate 4. It'll be gate 4. People that's going to St. Louis, we don't have any news yet, so I don't know what to tell you, but the people that's going to Atlanta, it's at gate 4, and but we don't know. Now, I'm looking at this text message, right, that they already said that they have rebooked me to a flight that was leaving out at 6 o'clock in the morning. And in my mind, I'm like, hell no. Hell no. And the couple sitting next to me was like, so do you still need to get off this flight early? Hell yeah. I'm about to make it. Whew. Listen, I'm out of shape. I'm out of shape. I didn't know how bad I was out of shape until you don't know how bad you out of shape until you try to run at 75% through an airport. I almost ran over a dude in a wheelchair. I jumped around, buddy. He was in the wheel. I jumped around a dude in the wheelchair. I'm dodging people. Now, we get off at gate 20 on the other end of the terminal. And so I'm running. It's about 7 other people running. 7 other people that's actually trying to run. It was an old man that tried to hustle it up there. His check engine light came on. He was huffing and puffing 5 steps into the jog. It was over with for him. I made it all the way to gate 8, and I was like, I was hustling, backpack swinging all over the place. I'm hustling. Excuse me. Whoa. Excuse me. I'm trying to make this flight. Get to gate 8, and I'm like, I'm in a strong power walk. There's some people that got there before me because I was sitting back in seat 20. They was up in seat 9 and 7 and 8 and 9. They little boarding passes on their phone was declining. I made my way right over to the desk. They was like, you can go on over there, man. We not done boarding. I'm like, hell no, I wasn't missing this flight. Hey, they gave me a new boarding pass, got on the plane. I'm breathing all hard, my chest. I got a headache, my chest hurting and whatnot. But I was making that flight. The hell with all of that shit. I was making that flight. On the wing or something, I'm making it. Passenger 57, Wesley Snipes style. I'm climbing up through the bottom. It doesn't matter. I'm going to make it. Always bet on black. I'm going to make it. Hey, man. That's what you're not going to do. I'm making that flight, fam. I'm breathing out hard. Everybody that was running was coughing. We all out of shape. We ain't got no business running at full speed as full-grown adults. Non-athletes. It was a lady that was like, yeah, I got my PT in today. Shit. all that damn running. I was running through the airport like O.J. Simpson in that Hertz commercial back in the 70s. Hell no. But yeah, I made it. I didn't get home till 2 a.m. 2 a.m. That's crazy. You know what? Before I get out of here, I got about 11 minutes left. I got two things I want to talk about real quick. And you know what? This Meg Thee Stallion thing. This Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson situation. The breakup is the breakup. Whatever. However it happens. Whatever. The narrative behind the breakup. Now, here's my question to you. Are you a good breakup-y or breakup-er? Like, are you good at the breakup? Because not everybody is good at the breakup. Some people don't handle the breakup well. And here's like my dad and I, we had a conversation about what this breakup look like. What the breakup look like from the men's perspective and what it sounds like from a woman's perspective. And who is it harder on? And the funny thing about this whole thing, to me, is the thing that I notice is that the guys never really tell their side of the story. You know, whether they right or wrong, you never really hear their side of the story. What you do hear is the woman's side of the story. Now, this is the problem with that. And my dad was saying, you know what? You know, I feel like it might be harder for women to get over easier for women to get over because women have outlets to get it out. Because they can get with their friends and talk it out and this and that, da-da-da. Whereas guys, we don't really have anybody to talk to. And like I said, this is my dad speaking. We don't have those outlets to really talk to because most of us, and he kind of threw me under the bus with that, got friends like you, Jason, who will say, hey man, forget her, just go ahead and figure it out, fam. And so, in this scenario, and I was trying to think of a scenario of a high profile breakup or just a regular breakup in which the woman was made to look a certain way. Where the woman was like, hey, you know what? She didn't deserve that man. She didn't deserve that man. She just wasn't going to do right. You don't hear that. Can you come up with one instance in which the narrative was she didn't even deserve that man. she wasn't going to do right by that man. She knew she wasn't going to do right by that man. I'll wait. I can't think of one. You know what? I take that back. There was one lady that got, I don't even want to say dragged. But y'all remember back in like 2012 or so with, okay, you say Kim K. With who though? Which dude? In about 2012, Janet Jackson married that dude from over there. And you knew, like, it was brought out, it was put out that it was going to be a 5-year prenup, where if the marriage lasted 5 years, that it was going to be this 9-figure payout. And after 5 years and 1 month, adios, mother, AMF'd them. They had to have a kid and be married for 5 years. Both of those stipulations were met. 5 years, 1 month later, it is over. And people was like, yeah. See, it wasn't like Janet needed the bread. But that 9 figures was that 9 figures. Now, okay. People look upside Jada's head, but they ain't broke up though. They still together. They still together. That don't even count because they still together. Now, does she make Will look bad every chance she gets? So when they decide to break up, maybe. Depends on how it happens. But if she tells the stories, she ain't gonna blame herself. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Mouth. But you notice, like most ladies, where dudes don't tell the story, ladies will air it out. They will air a dude out if they hurt. And there will be ladies that come to the defense of another lady in a different kind of way. And the dudes that get back, the dudes that don't back Meg Thee Stallion, that did not back Meg Thee Stallion, they are looked at as, why y'all hate women? If you just ask the question, was she perfect all the time or just what y'all saw? Y'all like ladies put that cape on for another woman as if they just be knowing. And listen, I'm one of those dudes, like if Clay was leading her on and being misleading about his intentions, all right, yeah, there's no room in the game for that. I do not condone those things. But that doesn't mean that does not mean that there is no fault. It's just that the story ain't been told. Both sides of the story ain't been told, and for whatever reason, Clay decided to move around. That's his business. What I will say is that if you've seen the roster of women that they said that Klay Thompson has been with, If you look at all of those ladies, it's probably about 12 or 15 of them. Meg Thee Stallion is different. She's different than the rest of them. It's one other chocolate one. The rest of them are not. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, man, stuff be happening, yo. Yes. Do good women get cheated on? Sure. That be happening. That be happening. Are all good women good mates? For the right person. Hey, man. Don't be mad at me. Stuff just be happening. Because a woman can break up with a dude because he's too nice. What that sound like? Oh, he was too nice. Hey, can't deal with that shit. He just did everything. He was just doing stuff. I ain't had to ask for nothing. He was just too damn nice. I was just gonna run over him, so we had to break up. That shit wasn't gonna work. And you've heard it before. You've heard that one. Just too nice. He just did everything I asked him. I kept asking for more stuff. He just kept doing it. So I was like, hell no. This ain't gonna work. So I had to break up with his ass. Nice ass. Stuff be happening. It seemed like it's so easy to just be like, yo, you know what? I got Meg. She talk all nasty. She BBB. She say she do all this stuff. Y'all don't know if her morning breath is ridiculous. Y'all don't know that. That ain't my fault. Y'all don't know if she's selfish in bed. Stuff be happening. But you know what? You know what be happening that we feel like it's just way too easy? I just made a hard left. So you see these things at sporting events, as we talking about Klay Thompson and whatnot. You see these things at sporting events in which these people, you see stuff like if you ever been to a game, you see the half court shot. What up, Anna? You see the half court shot, and it's like, wow, you know what? I don't think I'd be able to make a half court shot. And then you have something like this happen.
Dollars. Oh my!
You've heard.
Somebody's rich! The mascots are going crazy! The contestants going crazy! The crowd is going crazy! Jackson! Oh my gosh! You didn't see it! We all saw it! You want to see it? All right, take a look at the screen for the replay. That was crazy! You go up with it right here, and you see how it just doesn't actually go in.
Bruh.
Hey, man. So stuff like that be happening, right? And you know, half court shots and all those things seem to be real difficult. But have you ever seen somebody throw out the first pitch? Because I feel like we've all seen that first pitch, and it seems so simple to just throw it from home plate. I mean, from the pitcher's mound to home plate. It just seems so easy. Ain't nobody trying to hit it. You just playing catch. And you see all of these people that do these things. Like, you would think that 50 Cent could throw a ball from here to there. And then this happened.
Mid-June. And that was not a strike.
A little wide.
What the helly? What? 50. Come on, dog. All right. So he's strong, but he's not necessarily an athlete in that way. He raps. And then you have somebody like Stephen A. They booed Stephen A. He couldn't even talk trash behind that one. You know what? I meant to show Meg Thee Stallion first. Let's see what this looks like.
We get set for the opening pitch to be thrown out by Houston's own Megan Thee Stallion. The sellout crowd of about 41,000 have been on their feet for about the last 40 minutes. The teams announced their opening day lineups and their entire rosters and the World Series trophies. She was practicing beneath the stadium just a few minutes ago and was throwing strikes. So here we go as she gets set to throw.
All right, so Meg Thee Stallion, she threw out the first pitch. We understood what it was going to be. There was no expectation that it was actually going to be a strike, right? Her saving grace was she looked good when she did it. Who next?
This guy, I didn't teach him how to play baseball, okay?
Conor McGregor, we know you can fight, but you can't throw worth a damn. You can throw a punch, but what was you throwing that ball at? I think Snoop Dogg even had one.
A few minutes ago, John Wall of the Washington Wizards, as we wondered whether a point guard can throw a baseball. He's a much better passer between the lines on the hard court, and Drew Storen made a great play. Stanford bails out.
See, it's kind of sad that John Wall's pitch and Meg Thee Stallion's pitch ended up in the same spot. And he's a whole athlete. But I wanted to save this last one because former Green Bay Packers quarterback Malik Willis, currently Miami Dolphins quarterback, had the most recent first pitch that has made the list of one of the worst. Now, here's the deal. All these other ones, John Wall played basketball, 50 Cent rap, Stephen A. be talking, Meg Thee Stallion rap. Malik Willis' job is to be accuracy throwing shit. Primarily in football, so it's not the same. But you have a target. You're supposed to be able to hit said target. And I'm saying this as somebody who feel like I would be able to hit said target. But you know what's crazy? When you see these people wind up and do all the theatrics and then this happens. Come on, dog. Listen. The way he threw it made sense why he was the backup all these years. We got to do better. We got to do better. Like, y'all, if they tell you that you're getting ready to go out here and throw out this first pitch, it's one of those things I feel like you need to practice. You need to practice in the same way that somebody would practice if they got told that they were going to sing the Star Spangled Banner. You don't want it to be bad. You only get one shot. Carl Lewis ain't ever sang the Star Spangled Banner again. It was horrible. And the Rockets. Oh, hold on. Let me try that one more time. Whew. Come on, dog. You get one time. You gotta practice. Not a game. Not a game. We talking about practice. Get your stuff together, yo. Come on, man. That's so crazy. Listen, if I ever get a chance, if they ever tell me, hey, Mr. 710, we need you to come out to SunTrust Park and throw out the first pitch of the Braves and the Cubs game. I'm getting ready to take my ass out to this yard, create a mound, and I'm going to be throwing pitches. I'm going to be throwing pitches. I'm not going to... Look, even if I got to loft one over the plate, it is not about to be crazy. I can go for that. Out. No can do. Because what we not going to do is have me out here looking all wild and crazy. But look, good people. Y'all already know, man. Before I get out of here, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Y'all always dope. Shout out to Charmaine and everybody else who've been in the chat room. Been in the chat room over here on TikTok. Who've been over here on Facebook and on YouTube. Y'all are all dope. And look, before I get out of here, I always like to show this commercial because even though you're not going to be flying on Spirit no time soon, there's a shirt that never misses at the airport. Ever. Never ever misses at the airport. And so, if you need a shirt to wear to the airport that don't miss ever, this one is the shirt for you. Until next time, good people, y'all be safe out in these streets.
Seeking the ideal travel attire? Consider the My Airport shirt Fly AF. Extended flights demand comfort, but this shirt ensures style isn't sacrificed. Its soft fabric provides exceptional comfort while maintaining a contemporary and sophisticated aesthetic. There are plenty of shirts you can wear to the airport, but you want to make sure yours is Fly AF. Elevate your travel wardrobe because having an airport shirt that's Fly AF is more than just a shirt. It's an indispensable travel item. Travel season is here. Make sure your shirt is Fly AF when you travel.
We out.